So today we're going to go ahead and talk about all of the Dragon Ball Heroes EZAs slash Dragon Ball Fusions EZAs and whether I think they are good enough to be ran in today's meta and how they looked in their meta. So it's basically going to be like me talking about 3, 7, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 units in one video. But I said I was going to go ahead and do a part 2 to my older video. I think I was talking about something about Dragon Ball Heroes. Do they still work? And this is basically a continuation of that video. I'm going to go ahead and leave that down below. I'm just going to count that as a part 1. And this one's going to go ahead and be a part 2 because I promised that I was going to go ahead and do a part 2 to this video. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about the Dragon Ball Heroes slash Fusions EZAs, and I am finally over my cold, so today I think I'll be able to articulate my words better without having to hold back a cough. That shit was so annoying. Thank you for those who are saying get well. You guys are fucking W's. You guys are all amazing. Real shit, you guys are all amazing. So we're going to go ahead and start out with the Dragon Ball Heroes characters so I can knock them out real quickly. Then I'm going to go down to the Dragon Ball Fusions characters. So let's start with AGL with Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, the Toa, and Baby Janembu. So pre-EZA, there wasn't really much here to look at because all he's doing is having an attack and defensive buff at the start of turn as well as guard, as well as him building up defense inside a super tag effect. And he was back in 2019 where the Legendary Goku event was meta, so he was working really well during that meta. And at the time, Over in a Flash was still crept into the meta, right? Post EZA, during the God event, I think that he performed much more better because he still had that guard chance as well as defensive ability. This guy performed well inside the God event because he was a very tanky character. All he did was really buff up his attack here, buff his attack over here when each attack performed and each attack received, and then gave him more attack with his guard activated. No one cares about his attack because during that meta, defense was way more important than offense, right? Because, you know, we had that was like the revival meta for 2021 for the God event anyways, because those bosses would just completely smack you off the screen. So this guy performed well in the God event meta. Now for today's meta, I don't really know how well this guy can do. Provided this guy does guard, he could probably be good. But the problem is that this guy does have to take about 2 or 3 turns to build up that 30% attack and defense for 9 turns for his defense to be substantial anyways. And the main issue with this guy is that the main team you would want to have him ran around would be Dragon Ball Heroes slash crossover characters. Because all those Dragon Ball Heroes slash crossover characters have all these little crazy gimmicks. But still, the point still stands. If this guy guards, he could take normals, but if he doesn't, he can easily get destroyed. And it does take him a bit to build up that attack and defense. I'm just going off of speculation on what he looks like on paper, how he could possibly work inside the red zone. He probably could work well. He probably could work well than I'm giving him credit for, but I'm going to say that he's okay for the red zone just for the sake of him being a chance guard unit as well as him having a lot of attack and defense when he supers to build that up anyways. So this guy can be good in 3 metas. He can work okay in the red zone, okay quotations. He can work good in the God event. He worked very well inside the Legendary Goku event meta. So this guy's good. Now let's move on over to Darkness Toa. Now, same case go for Darkness Toa. She comes out there in Legendary Goku meta. Now the problem is that she's not meant for the Legendary Goku meta because she's just a extreme class ally support type unit in both parts of her passive, right? Because she gives extreme class allies an additional 50% attack and defense and does a sensu being type ability. Okay, so she's just an all-around support type unit with a sensu type ability and she lowers attack. She's really only meant for battle road. So for Legendary Goku meta, she's not really all that good. Now, when she does get to her EZA, you can make the case that you could use her in the God event because if you were able to run that Demon Goddess Toa right next to Garlic Jr. and Garlic Jr. is over there tanking normals from Quitella, then she can possibly work in there too. she can definitely work in there too. She could probably tank a normal too. Now, she does gain additional 80% defense when there's an extreme class enemy. Oh, no. If you bring her against the God event bosses, she'll gain additional 100% attack and defense. That's her best case scenario. I mean, at least she'll still gain defense when go up against a stream class enemy, though, right? She's good. She's definitely quite good. She can slide by inside the God event so long as she does not take a super attack. She can probably get touched in there, but you really got to look out for whatever units you use inside the God event meta. Now, how would she look in today's meta? She would not be a runnable option in today's meta because all she really has is 100% attack and defense right over here, and she'll most likely have this 80% defense right over here because you guys got to remember there's not too many super class red zone bosses out right now. The toughest one out right now is Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and if you bring her against Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, she's getting smoked. So inside the red zone, she's not really a very usable option. There's way better options to run over her. So let's go and run over to Baby Janembu. Now, back during the meta that Baby Janembu came out in, that being the Legendary Goku event meta still, super attack effect was trash. It recovers 10% HP and 8% attack and defense start turn, which is definitely cool. And he had a 50% chance to dodge, but the problem is that UI Goku cancel dodge, so this guy can get pelted by normals and completely obliterated by a super attack. As well as his links being weird. Coward. Coward mixed with hatred of Saiyans. Yeah, this is a weird link set. It's because of Baby. Yeah, it's because of Baby. It's like Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Thirst of Conquest is definitely solid, but like Coward and Hatred of Saiyans are terrible links. Terrible links. Then we go over to him post EZA during the God event meta. So his super attack effects still suck donkey balls, and he recovers 12% HP with 120% attack and defense to start turn, and still has that 50% chance to dodge. Then he gains a 12% chance to dodge as he dodges within that same turn. I don't like when they give that to units. If you give that to units, let them build that up to like a specific number so they have two separate procs to dodge. I don't like that. I don't like that. And he also gains additional 100% attack and defense performing a super attack when the HP is 60% or above. That is really good. Him gaining 120% attack and defense on super is quite powerful, with him already starting out with 120% attack and defense over here with HP recovery. This guy could work in the God event. But the thing is that he has to dodge. It's a coin flip. He dodges, he's good. If he doesn't, you're going to see someone on Twitter typing about him being trash. You guys know how dodging these go. Now inside the red zone, he's a no. Right? We're not using him in the red zone. Okay? This guy's not being ran in the red zone. Even with that 120% attack and defense on super attack, he's still getting pelted. He's getting destroyed. Right? So that is it for the AGL Dragon Ball Heroes units. Let's go ahead and pull up tech. I'm pretty much reinstating what I said in my other video about these units pre-EZA, just cause it's just cause I feel like doing it. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and start out with Supreme Kai of Time, Power of Time Unleashed, or better known as Supreme Oppa of Time by most of the community. So with Supreme Kai, she could be used during the Legendary Goku event meta. I think she was very usable in there because she had a powerful super attack effect, and her passive was very support oriented because she was able to give all allies 3 key 30% attack and defense and a 12% chance to crit, and she had a 7% chance of 2 times giving 12% attack right there and 12% defense right over here. So I think she was an amazing support type unit. The only thing is that you had to watch where she was getting touched by UI Goku because she could get blown out by a super attack. But I think it was very worth it using the item on her. I think it really was. So let's go and run over to the meta that she got her EZA. That being the red zone meta. Now for the red zone, she now gains 100% attack and defense performing super attack, which is still technically powerful as hell. She starts out with attack and defensive buff, and she's a support type unit from 3 key and 30% attack and defense to 3 key and 40% attack and defense, and she gives 12% crit still, right? Still 12%, yeah, still. And then she get that chance to give additional attack and defensive buff right over here, and then she recovers HP with each attack received. So inside the red zone, I don't really know about running her in there, because that would be a very, I don't know about running her in there, because I still feel like she'll get smoked, because there's still more tougher extreme class red zone bosses than there are super class red zone bosses. So you cannot make the case to run her because she'll get smoked. That she'll just get burnt. She can't be run in there. That's pretty clear. So that's it for Supreme Kai. If you could slide by with her inside Broly because she is tech, go ahead. But think about it. Is she worth burning the item for? That's what you have to think about when you bring a meta that's not really meant to be ran inside actual red zone stages. Because she was meant to be ran inside what? Inside, what were those stages called? The Dragon Ball Heroes red zone stages. Not meant to be ran inside regular red zone stages. It's like, hey, Someone's going to definitely talk about that down below in the comment sections. But let's go on over to the next unit, which will have to be Great Saiyaman 3. Now, this is an amazing red zone unit, but we're going to get to him in a moment, right? So back in 2019 for Legendary Goku meta, you can argue that he can almost kill UI Goku. He could take off half of his life bars. You can argue that he did some serious damage to him because he was a counter unit. Now, sure, he nerfed his defense by 30% when he received the attack, but those counters, his counters would hit. So he had some strong counters. He would take up some. If he was critting, he could take life bars off of UI Goku. I'm not overrating him. He actually was taking life bars off of him if he crit. If he didn't, it would do like a fart of damage. But hey, this guy done Legendary Goku meta. Sure, he was type disadvantage. Yes, but if you pop that item, he can go to work. He was one of those units in the Legendary Goku meta where if you pop that item, this guy can go to work. He was working. He was definitely working. So sure, he didn't gain defense on super attack. He was one of those units where Dokkan expected you to put him inside the first slot, give everyone on the rotation 25% attack for one turn, and then have this guy go to work with counters because he gained 3% chance to crit and 7% attack and defense per Chime Chow's category island team. But yeah, this guy, he was pretty nasty. This guy was a nasty counter unit. Now today, he just becomes much more better. Did you guys know he could one-turn Broly? Great Saiyaman 3 could one-turn Broly. So, I mean, this is a great option for the red zone. Because he's him. He's Himothy. You know what makes him so powerful for the red zone? Other than him being a counter unit. And counter units are not really, don't really have the craziest reputations nowadays because counter units are not that great anymore. But I mean, he has damage reduction with counters. he's nasty. And he starts out with key and attack and defensive buff. This guy's, he is great. And he gains defense on super now, which is really, really good. He can do some serious damage to Broly. He can one-turn him. I promise you. He has the capability to blow Broly's face off with counters. I'm so serious. Let's go on over to the next unit because this unit can work in the red zone. So, moving on over to Golden Cooler. Golden Cooler is great. Golden Cooler is a great unit, but we're going to talk about him pre-EZA. So, pre-EZA, Golden Cooler back in 2019, of course, during Legendary Goku meta. I think that he was runnable in there, but the only problem is that he was extreme tech going up against the toughest super int boss in the game. So, you had to be very wary when running him, right? Because he is a support type unit that starts out with an attack and defensive buff, which is obviously nice. He also gains additional 30% attack and defense. An additional super attack chance when there is 3 or more Dragon Ball Heroes categorized in the team. Which was very important if you actually going to run him inside a Legendary Goku event. As well as him stack and attack. So I think that this guy was more often used for his support. Rather than a stack and attack because no one really cared about that. But Cooler was just great for his support and his start turn attack and defensive buff. Because that means that he can possibly take a hit. Right? So yeah, that's really all he had. All he had was 100% attack and defense, and this 2 key 20% attack and defense, as well as this 30% attack and defense over here. So Cooler didn't have too much to his name, so he can get hurt by UI Goku. You got to be really careful when running him in there, but he could slide by in there for sure. So him post EZA, he's godlike. He's absolutely godlike. So he still stacks attack and gains defense on super. Starts out with 130% attack at start turn. Gains a 30% defense on super attack. So he's already gaining a defensive buff inside his passive and inside his super attack effects. He has damage reduction from 10% up to 30% with each attack performed. So he does 3 super attacks and he has damage reduction with defense. He also launches 2 additional attacks that both have a 50% chance to come with super attack when there's 3 or more Dragon Ball Heroes category allies on the team, which was not hard to get right now, obviously. And he gives all allies 2 key and 20% attack and defense, and then gives Dragon Ball Heroes category allies 20% attack and defense additionally. So, although this right here is not that hard, him having 2 additional attacks that both have a 50% chance to come with super attack, so this guy can technically quadruple super attack. Dragon Ball Heroes is not really in the greatest spot right now, so you have to be very picky on what your options are when you're gonna go ahead and run Golden Cooler, because Golden Cooler is amazing. Damage reduction, he's a stacking damage reduction unit that can quadruple super attack and get deep. He's so good. He has damage reduction, support, stacking, additional super attack chances out the ass. He has 2 separate procs against defense from both his passive and his super attack effect. Golden Cooler is great. I will only say the only issue is this restriction right over here. These 3 Dragon Ball Heroes categorized in team, because Dragon Ball Heroes is not in the craziest spot. Because think of Dragon Ball Heroes like this. It just creeps into the meta, and then it gets pulled out of the meta much faster than it's creeped into the meta anyways. It creeps in, then it's pulled out. It's quick. It's real quick. So Golden Cooler is good. I would say he can work in the red zone. So let's go and run over to Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Now, he was actually crazy post EZA. We're going to get to that in a moment. So back in 2017, Global didn't get him till 2019? No, that can't be true. Let me see this. That can't be true. Whoa. Global doesn't get Super Saiyan Gotenks till 2019. Whoa. Okay, so he gets his awakening pre-EZA in 2017. So, of course, 2017 was this was June 1st of 2017. This was the leader skill / Dokkan event meta. Oof. Because you guys gotta remember, Battle Road doesn't come out till October of 2017. So, how's this guy working during that meta? It's like he does technically have a solid leader skill, right? No, but it's because there wasn't no HP there. 2 key and 70% attack and defense, 2 tech type. This leader skill is not that good. As well as him building up 50% attack for 6 turns. Yeah, this guy he can work for sure. This guy can work as a Super Saiyan 3 option. For sure. But the problem is that Super Saiyan 3 doesn't come out with their leader till what, 2018? 2017, excuse me, November of 2017. A month after Battle Road is premiered on JP. So this guy is really runnable on a super tech team, right? Not even just a tech type team in general. I would assume that he did fine because he gained 100% attack forming super attack and build up attack. He was over the flash unit, so this guy could probably have worked well back in 2017 pre-EZA. So post-EZA, when he gets his EZA for the God event, I think this guy could work well in the God event because I underrated the hell out of him. But when I saw what he can do in the God event, you give him one turn, and this guy was going absolutely bananas. Why? Because he was gaining 50% attack and defense for 6 turns on super. That is pretty goddamn stupid. Because he's already started out with 100% attack and defense start turn. He gained additional 100% attack from his super attack, which made him hit much more harder. He built up key and attack and defense each super attack performed. And he had additional super attack chance for 5 turns from the start of turn. So he can triple to quadruple super. I don't know. Triple super attack? So this guy was pretty nasty. And the fact that he wasn't over in a flash unit in 2021, building up his own key was very important too. That was quite important because you guys got to remember, LR AGL UI Goku doesn't have over in the flash. He has prepare for battle and shocking speed. EB only has royal lineage, prepare for battle, and I don't know, tournament of power. So this guy was pretty much on his own when it came to over in the flash, right? So I think he performed well during the God event meta. Yeah, I think so. This guy did okay. So that is it for AGL and Tech. Let's move on over to Int. Let's keep it pushing, guys. Let's keep it pushing. So Fu. I think Fu is very unimpressive. Post-EZA. We're going to get to that in a moment, though. But pre-EZA, I think Fu was actually pretty alright. But where Fu shined the most was inside Bad Road because he was a sealer. So Fu, pre-EZA, starts out with 150% attack. No, he doesn't start out with nothing. No, Fu gains 150% attack and defense performing a super attack. He builds up 1 key up to 4. And he builds up a 40% chance to dodge per category. No, per time travel category on the team. 1 second, guys. So he built up key and dodge chance per time Travis category on team and gained 150% attack and defense on super attack, as well as him gaining 30% attack and defense on super, as well as him sealing. So him for the Legendary Goku event was trash. I'm sorry, this unit sucked. This unit was so ass for the Legendary Goku event. He was so bad. Because even post super attack, this guy can still get smoked. It hurts. It hurt to run Fu in the Legendary Goku event. I've seen runs, and I've ran him. This guy is Rainbow the 55%. He is bad. He was bad, and post EZA, I would argue that his EZA was not enough. Let's go and talk about Fu post EZA. So post EZA, he comes out during the red zone meta, and very clearly, he's only actually usable, if you want to say he's even usable, inside the Dragon Ball Heroes red zone stages. I am very disappointed in this unit because he could have been way more better than what they actually intended for him. Because he has a good super attack effect, right? 50% attack defense from a super attack is very, very powerful, as well as some ceiling. It's good, right? He also still gains 150% attack defense from a super attack. Definitely nice. He builds up 1 key up to 5, and then gains up to 50% attack defense and a 50% chance to dodge per time Travis Category on the team, right? He also gains additional 50% attack when his HP is 50% or less, which who cares? And he gains additional 50% attack and defense within the same turn after dodging. That is the important part about him. Him gaining that additional 50% attack and defense after dodging is super goddamn important. So what is impressive about Fu? The fact that you do technically have to run a full time Travis Category Allied team, right? Because he'll gain up to 5 key, 50% attack and defense, and a 50% chance to dodge. You want this dodge chance. This is probably the most important thing on his kit. Because if he doesn't dodge, he dies. A Rainbow Fu is not impressive. He's just not. Fu at all stages of the potential system, he's just not good. He's not. There's no slander. This is a bad EZA. I'm sorry to my Fu fans. Cope. He's not good. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I gotta break it to you. He's not good in the red zone. So let's move on over to the next unit, that being Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. It's like Fu could be good if he dodges, but that's if he dodges. Because he dodges, he gains that additional 50% attack and defense. That is very, very important. So Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. So Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. So I think that he worked okay for the Legendary Goku fan meta pre-EZA because he did gain 50% attack for 9 turns, which was very, very substantial. He started out with an attack and defensive buff, 100% attack and defense start turn, and then he gained more additional attack and defense on super attack. So not only was he build up 50% attack for 9 turns, but he gained an additional 60% attack and defense forming super attack anyways. And he had the same lineage and over in the flash, which was this link was underrated back in 2019, I would argue, because that 1 key, even though it was 1 key before the link level update, that 1 key felt important. Although people were saying, myself included, people said that the Saiyan lineage sucked as a link. I was one of those people, but I feel like now that I'm looking back on it, that link held more importance than it should have, right? So I think him just being an attack-oriented unit that did gain additional defense on super attack, I think this is what made him good for Legend Goku fan. That right there. Him gaining an attack and defensive buff on super attack from his passive, as well as him building up attack from his super attack effect. He was good. What can I say? He was good. He worked okay for the Legend Goku fan. I can argue that. But how does he look post EZA? So post EZA, he seals and gains 50% attack for 9 turns. This should have been 50% attack and defense for 9 turns. He will be gross if he did that. And he starts out with 2 key and 120% attack defense start turn, plus additional 70% attack defense forming a super attack, which is still very, very important. They buffed that up by 10%. He also gains an additional 30% attack defense with 3 more keys are attained. He gains a 50% chance to crit with 5 more keys are obtained. Then he gains a 30% damage reduction with 7 more keys are obtained. So built-in crit chance, additional attack and defense, and damage reduction. If you got all these key spears, this guy's good. This guy's really, really good. And I think that he can work for the God event. But the problem is that you need an orb changer. What was a powerful orb changer that you can run in the God event without them getting smoked? None comes to mind. None comes to mind. This guy needed orbs. Bad. He didn't get those orbs. He didn't get that damage reduction. He can get smoked. That's pretty clear. He can get completely blown off the map. So, you had an orb changer. He was bueno. You didn't. This guy was not working in there. This guy was definitely not working in there. So, yeah. Moving on over to Boo Bobbity. Kid Boo Bobbity. So, how did this unit work in the EZA? Excuse me. How did this unit work during the meta he came out of, that being the Legend of Goku meta? I think that... This unit was not working, huh? Started out with 80% defense at the start turn. All allies 40% defense with HP is 81% or more. Recovered 5% HP at the start of turn. And all allies 30%... No, 3 key, and 40% attack teams HP is 40% or 8% or less. What the hell? So if you were above 81% HP, you gave all allies 40% defense. But if you were below 80 HP, 80% HP, you gave all allies 3 key and 40% attack. Why couldn't this have just been together? Do you guys know what Demon Goddess Toa gives? She gives literally a similar type buff to him, right? So why the hell? Damn, they're the same type of buff to him. So I don't get it. This is so weird. Oh, okay. This unit was probably terrible for Legend Goku, man. Because, I mean, all he has is stun chance, and UI Goku can't be stunned. And all he had was 80% defense to his name. Other than, yeah, he had 80% defense on over here and 40% defense on over here to his name. That was it. Yeah, this guy, you had to burn the item for him. He sucked. Yeah, I'm just going to say he sucked outright. So, how does he look during the meta that he got his EZA during was... He God Event meta. Okay. So he got his EZA during the God Event meta. So he now actually gains defense on super attack, which is definitely important. Starts out with 120% attack and storming a super attack. He gains additional attack buff and all allies 50% defense when HP is 81% or more. Then he gains additional defensive buff and all allies 30%. No. Excuse me. He gained additional 100% defense and gave all allies 3 key and 50% attack when HP is 80% or less. Why did they keep the restrictions? Why? I think he could probably work in there, but the problem is that they kept the restrictions. This is so weird. This right here is probably why he sucked. It's like the all allies 50% defense is cool for sure, but they separated it. Why? Them separating his support type buffs, that's ass. I'm sorry, that's ass, but he can probably work in God Event. Probably. I don't know what his defensive stat would be because his link set is super fucking weird, but he can probably work in God Event. I think maybe you can slide by with him. So that is it for him. Let's talk about STR. Man, oh man, oh man. We're going to start out with limit breaking superpower, Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku. Beautiful. That is a beautiful name. So let's go ahead and talk about him pre-EZA. So him pre-EZA for Legend Goku meta. So of course, him having a 50% chance to stun on his super attack effect did not matter at all. He started out with 100% attack and defense and guard it, which was definitely powerful, obviously. He gained an additional attack buff on super attack. He had damage reduction up to 35%. With more Dragon Ball Heroes Capital allies on the team. So he had 35% damage reduction, defensive buff, and guarded. How do you think he performed during Legend Goku meta? He could take a super attack in UI Goku. Because he had damage reduction with guard. So 35% damage reduction, 100% defense with guard. You guys put the puzzle pieces together. So let's go ahead and move on over to the... Excuse me. I know I said I got over my sickness, but I'm still getting out of my system, okay? So, how does he look during the meta that gets EZA, during that being the red zone meta? I think he worked much more better during the red zone meta because he actually starts out with an unrestricted, well, it is restricted, but he gains 15% damage reduction for 3 turns to start a turn. He gains 150% attack and defense and guards at the start of the turn. He also gains 50% attack and defense on super attacks, as well as him building up defense to 100% and that damage reduction. So he can have 50% attack and defense from super attack right over here. He can have 35% damage reduction over here, as well as 15 damage reduction over here. So this guy can look really, really powerful. At his peak, he's at 50% damage reduction with up to what? 250% attack and defense at the start of the turn. No, it's 250%. No, it's 150% attack and 250% defense. As well as him gaining attack and defensive buff and super attack. He worked for the red zone. You guys get the gist. He's a defensive unit. Defensive units work for the red zone. We're moving on to the next unit. So, Sealess. I think Sealess' EZA was quite nasty. I think he had a nasty EZA. So let's go and talk about him pre-EZA. So pre-EZA during the Legend of Goku event meta, I think that Sealess was a weird option to run in there because sure, he gained attack defensive buff on super attack and he was a dual support type unit to time travelers and artificial life forms. And then when he did fuse after the 5th turn for start turn, which is very, very easy, he start out with 3 key and 60% attack defense from a super attack, and then he gained 3 key and 60% attack defense to start turn, and 120% attack defense from performing a super attack, which is very, very powerful. So I think Sealess could work inside Legend Goku event. You just had to be very, very careful with how many attacks you put him in front of, because he can hit quite hard. This guy's hitting quite hard with his solid enough link set. Thirst of Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed. Very, very nice link set. So how does he look post EZA? I think him and Hearts have a very, very nasty rotation. Him and Hearts are so nasty right next to each other. I love what they did to him. Him with Hearts is so nasty because, I mean, he's supporting Hearts. He has a 50% chance to dodge. He starts out with key and attack and defensive buff, as well as him gaining 100% attack defense forming a super attack. Yeah, so he's still a dual support type unit with dodge chance, gaining an attack and defensive buff on super attack from his passive, as well as his super attack effect, and him starting out with a key and attack defensive buff anyways. He's really good. And then Sealess, when he fuses, he's nasty. Because this guy builds up attack and defense over here. He still gains 120% attack defense from a super attack right here because that's what he had pre-EZA. And he gains 3 key and 120% attack and defense to start a turn. This guy's really nasty. And he performed guaranteed crits when an enemy was inside the attack or defensive down status. So he had, what's that say? Launch additional attack is 50% from super attack. So he had additional super attack chance. He had built-in crits. He had attack and defensive build up. He had a high attack and defensive buff on super attack. He still gained defense on super attack, as well as him starting out with with key and a high attack and defensive buff. Sealess was good. Sealess definitely could work inside the red zone. I just think you guys have to be really careful where this guy could get hit by a super attack. Of course, if he gets hit by a super attack, he would die at most units. But him right next to Hearts, when Hearts' guard runs out, he could look fraudulent. Yeah, he could look very fraudulent when his guard runs out, for sure. So, I think Sealess is okay for the red zone. So, Super Pycon. Can I give you guys like a quick hint? He sucks. I think pre-EZA, he's still bad. Because he starts out with 3 key and 80% attack to start a turn, which is cool. He greatly lowers attack, but it's completely useless against the Legendary Goku event. He has additional super attack chance with basically only one enemy, which is nice. And then he has launch additional attack, that's a 50% chance from a super attack. It increases to a 50% chance when it's 2 or more enemies, and it's a 30% chance when it's only 1 enemy. So he has 2 separate procs of additional super attack chances based on how many enemies you were going up against. And he started out with key and attack and defense. I'll tell you guys this right now. The best thing about him is that he started out with his own key, because his link set sucks ass. Now, yeah, for the Legendary Goku meta, he's trash. Now, for the God event meta, I still think this guy was not really that great an option, even though he gained attack and defense on super attack, as well as him starting out with 3 key and 120% attack and defense performing a super attack. No, excuse me. I keep mixing it up with performing a super attack. He started out with 3 key and 120% attack and defense. This is what happens when you talk about the same units over and over again. I'm sorry, guys. So, yeah, it's cool. He did have the high attack and defensive buff as well as the key, which is the most important thing about him. But it's almost as if, though, not much changed about him. It's like they upped his chances of additional super attacks against the specific amount of enemies you're going up against. Like, it's like you gained an additional attack that had a 50% chance to come a super attack and face going 1 enemy, and you gained a 70% chance to launch additional super attack and go up against 2 or more enemies. Then he gained 60% attack and defense when the target was in attack down status, which was very important to him because he wanted more attack and defense anyways. So this guy did have the chance to triple super attack, right? So yeah, Pycon for the God event, someone could correct me and say, oh, he could work, Dev, because STR wasn't a good spot for the God event. Sure. But was you really going to run Pycon? Be honest. Pycon could probably work. I'm sleeping on Pycon. He could probably work. So that is it for STR. Let's go ahead and talk about physical. Let's keep on barreling through. Where are we at in the video? We are at 33 minutes. God damn. I'm talking my voice box out, guys. Talking my voice box out. So, Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Let me give you guys a hint. He sucked. Why'd he suck? Because, I mean, there's nothing special about him. He doesn't gain defense on super attack. Super attack effect was just outright. It was trash. It's outright. Bad super attack effect. It's like, cool, he started out with 100% attack, he started over here. Yeah, he built up crit chance right over here, but that was it. 100% attack and defense, disables enemy guard, who cares? He also gains additional attack, defense, and crit chance with Dragon Ball Heroes Counter Rallies on the team, and he gained an attack buff from super attack. Did he work during Legendary Goku meta? Yes, he did, because he was type advantage against the strongest boss in the game, as well as him being a super class character. But how often were you running Dragon Ball Heroes characters? Running the Dragon Ball Heroes team inside the Legend Goku event sucked anyways, but if you're running him alone, he can definitely work in there, because he was able to take normal attacks from in UI Goku, which is, I guess, an impressive feat. So him inside the Legendary Goku event was okay. I'm not even gonna act like he wasn't, but he still sucks regardless outside the Legendary Goku event. So moving on over to him post EZA, he still sucks. He sucks for the red zone. I'm just gonna say it outright, because it's like, sure, he has a good super attack effect, and he does have additional super attack chance from 3 turns to start a turn. I don't know why they restricted to that, but hey, it's whatever. And then he still gains an additional attack and defensive buff when forming a super attack right over here, which is definitely really nice. And no, he didn't start out with that. No, he doesn't have that for EZA, does he? He doesn't. That's good that they gave him that. It's like he does have 2 separate procs of gaining attack and defensive buff on super attack from his passive and his super attack effect. I can't say that's bad. He starts out with 150% attack defense over here, as well as additional super attack chance right over here, which is really, really cool. And they kept this attack, defense, and crit chance on him, which is definitely nice, right? You can get up to 100% attack and a 35% chance of crit. But the thing is that it's like who cares? It's like, this guy is really all offense during a meta where offense doesn't matter, that being the red zone meta. So this guy's pretty much dead. I'm sorry. He's just all offense, really. But people would counteract my argument by saying, oh, but he gains 50% attack defense from his super attack. He does have additional super attack chance right over here. It's like, okay, but when that runs out, what is he going to do? That's 3 turns. By turn 5, that's gone. By turn 5, turn 7, it's gone. And guess what? We are being dominated in the red zone by extreme class bosses. So he needs more defense to tank those super attacks slash normals. This guy gets touched, he explodes. You guys know, right, class? Thank you. Thank you. So let's move on over to the next unit, that being Giant Ape Cumber, or Great Ape Cumber, whatever you want to call him. So I think, pre-EZA, I think he was runnable inside Legend Goku meta. I think he was runnable in there, for sure. But his only issue was STRUI Goku. If you got by STRUI Goku, I think he was runnable in there. Now, post EZA, I would argue that Cumber is not all that impressive. I think he's more impressive inside off-meta content, because him gaining defense when receiving an attack, as well as him having a chance to stun superclass, and that's so stupid. So he can technically stun the entire superclass rotation if he takes an attack. I think that is so stupid. He can be a nasty Battle Road slash Dokkan Battlefield unit. I think so. And then he stuns the enemy when they're... No, excuse me. He crits on the enemy when he's stunned. So he has a guaranteed crit and additional attack buff when the enemy is stunned. I don't think in the red zone he's that great. It's like 2 key and 200% attack and defense. Cool. He gains additional defense when receiving an attack. Cool. And this guy also gains 50% attack defense on a super attack, and he greatly lowers attack. I'm telling you guys, he's way more better in off-meta content than he is inside meta content. Because if you're not using him inside the Dragon Ball Heroes red zone stage, what the hell are you using him inside regular red zone for? I don't know. Let me see his Giant Ape Cumber. A 30% chance to stun, huh? Okay. This guy's so nasty inside off-meta content. He is a stupid ass option. He's so nasty. Yeah. So that is it for Dragon Ball Heroes EZAs. And how many minutes are we in? 38 minutes in. We talked about every single one of these Dragon Ball Heroes EZAs, how they perform during 3 metas. Spoke about them in damn near 3 metas, right? I think I skipped over some of them. I'm sorry if I skipped over one of those guys. Did I skip over one of them? I hope I didn't. I probably skipped over one of them when talking about them for the red zone. Like Boo Bobbity, are you using them for the red zone? No, you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy? Are you using, I don't know, using like Pycon for the red zone? No, you're not using Pycon for the red zone. But I've spoken about all these guys already. So let's go ahead and move on over to Dragon Ball Heroes. You're going to start out with Bullpen. We'll start AGL. So Bullpen, pre-EZA, you know what? We're not talking about any of these guys pre-EZA, because their pre-EZA was back in 2016. And what the hell? It's like 3 key. Cool. She was working on some sort of AGL team. We're not going to talk about any of the Dragon Ball Heroes, no, Dragon Ball Fusions characters pre-EZA. We're just going to talk about them post-EZA. So, Bullpen gets her EZA during the God event back in 2021. And could she work in there? She starts out with 150% attack defense start turn. She gains an additional 30% attack defense with each fusion category ally attacking in the same turn except herself, so she can gain up to 60% attack defense additionally for 2 fusions characters. She gives all allies 3 ki when HP is 30% or above still, and she has a 50% chance to be effective against all types and a 50% chance to guard. What? What? Okay. No. What? Okay. So, I mean, she is a support type unit that does have a solid super attack effect with a 50% chance to be effective against all types and guard. So, could she work in the God event? She is a super class character, so technically, sure. Yeah, she could work in there if her guard procs. If her guard doesn't proc, she's getting smoked. You just have to pray that that coin flip is heads. And if it's tails, she's dead. So Bullpen could technically work inside the God event because she is 3 keys is useful. I wish it was 3 key and 30% attack and defense, but it's useful. Yeah, she has built-in chance of effective against all types guard with support and a solid super attack effect. She's okay. She's okay for the God event. Let's move on over to, let's get Karoli and let's get Janembu. So Janembu is nasty. Now, Janembu, I feel like he essentially does almost everything. This guy stacks. This guy has dodge chance and guards. And he has HP recovery as well as attack debuffing. What? It's like, yeah, he guards within the same turn after dodging an attack. So he has to dodge before he guards. Ah. So it is super important to build this guy with full dodge, no? Because you want him to dodge and guard. You want him to dodge. You really, really do. Okay. Yeah, so he has to dodge before he guards. So, I mean, dodge chance, guaranteed guard if you dodge, attack debuffing, HP recovery. This guy's nasty while as well stacking defense. Janembu's pretty nasty. But for the red zone, you really have to have a 30% chance to dodge is not good enough. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. It's there, but it's definitely not good enough. Ooh, Janembu in the red zone could work. You gotta be real careful. Oh wait, no, he doesn't come out during the red zone meta. No, his EZA is not during the red zone meta because red zone's not till it's not till the end of January, right? Yeah, red zone doesn't come out to the end of January, so he's still out. He's out during the God event meta still. So him during the God event, oof. I don't think he'll work in the God event, even type advantage, because he's still an extreme class character going up against a super class boss. Because if he doesn't dodge, he's getting smoked. Oh my lord. This guy is not tanking type neutral. I don't think he's tanking type neutral. I don't think so. Yeah, Janembu could. That's a surprise. Janembu is not tanking type neutral inside the God event. I don't think so. Probably not. Probably not. Janembu, yeah. Yeah, Janembu could be a fraud in there. Post EZA, what's your stats? Yeah, Janembu could be a fraud in there. He doesn't dodge and guard. If he does not dodge to get that guard off, this guy's getting smoked in there. Yeah, poor Janembu. Poor Janembu. I thought he was better than people would give him credit for. Now, Karoli gets his EZA during the God event still. And I think that Karoli could work in there. He starts out with 260% attack and defense at the start of the turn. What in the hell? Let me see his stats, Rainbowed. Oh, it's not that high. No wonder they started out with that. What in the hell is this attack and defensive buff? And then he launched additional attack that has a 7% chance to become a super attack, which is nice. And then he gains 59% attack when the enemy is stunned. 59% attack for Goku. Okay. So, I mean, he could work in the God event, for sure. Because he can possibly triple super attack. Yeah. Because he launched additional attack that has a 7% chance to become a super attack. Started out with 260% attack and defense starts, and that's very monstrous. He's working in the God event. I think he could work type neutral, but yeah, I mean, obviously he's super tech, so he could work in there. Let's run over to Cool Lisa. That's Cool Lisa, right? That's Selza. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's Selza and Pandell. I do not fuck with Dragon Ball Fusion, so I'm sorry, guys. So Selza gains 30% attack defense on turn on super attack, as well as great lowering defense, so obviously a doo-doo. So that's a solid super attack effect. I mean, 30% attack defense is cool. Starts out with 120% attack defense at the start of turn, covers 10% HP at the start of turn, an additional 10% HP when HP is 50% or less. So up to 20% HP recovery, as well as 100% attack defense homing a super attack when HP is 50% or more. Okay, so I mean, 100% attack defense homing a super attack is definitely cool with a good super attack effect. It's nice. I mean, this unit inside the God event. I'm sorry, this unit's ass for the God event because they're not doing nothing special. There's nothing special about this unit that they're doing. It's like only HP recovery and attack and defensive buff when performing a super attack when the HP is above 50% or more. You're always going to be above, right? Unless the God event boss super attacks you, and you get below 50% very easy in there. Yeah, there's nothing special about Selza. Selza sucks. So it's going over to Pandell. Pandell lowers attack on super, as well as her starting at 150% attack at the start of turn. Excuse me. All allies 30% attack and defense, which is really cool. Plus additional 10% attack defense, and a 7% chance to dodge per fusions category ally on the team. Yeah, she's not that impressive either, huh? Man, Pandell's not really that crazy. Damn. Pandell's not that crazy for the God event. Okay, yeah. That's surprising. It's like she's like a niche option. Same would go with Selza. Selza and her are pretty niche for the God event. Very weird. Very weird. And if you guys want to know what they're doing in the red zone, I don't think any one of these characters are able to be used in the red zone. Besides maybe Janembu, but Janembu has to dodge. And it's a 30% chance. Janembu doesn't dodge, he gets exploded. Because remember, he has to stack his defense. So, yeah, none of these characters are working in the God event. I mean, not the God, my bad. Not just the God event. I think none of these characters are working in the red zone. Like, all 5 of these I've stated from AGL, Tech, and Int. So, let's go ahead and talk about... That's Cooliza. Yeah, there we go. Let's get Cooliza and let's get Barlots. So, Cooliza greatly stacks attack and stacks defense, which is... Well, that's nice. Then gains 120% attack performing a super attack with a 50% chance to launch additional super attack right over here. Then builds up crit chance up to 30% with each super attack form, and then gives Fusion and Wicked Bloodline extreme class characters 30% attack and defense. Now, I have heard that Cooliza could work in the red zone and worked relatively well in the God event because those physical type bosses in the God event are pushovers. But yeah, I heard Cooliza could work. So I'm going to go off of the word of what I've heard from people and say that Cooliza could work in the red zone. I'm just going off of what I've heard, okay? People say that he can work. I'll believe you. I'll be gullible for just this one video. I'll be gullible and I'll listen to you. I'll be gullible about it because I can see it. Cooliza could triple super attack. He can triple super attack, greatly stack his attack and stack his defense. And be a support type unit. And Cooliza can lay down damage, no, because he gains up a 30% chance to crit. So guaranteed, he has built-in crit with additional super attack chance as well as a support type unit. He's good. And stacking. Yeah, Cooliza's good. Cooliza could probably work with the red zone. I'm probably capping. So next up is Barlock. Barlock gains 50% attack and defense once on the super attack, so he has a powerful super attack effect. He is a orb changer to STR excluded to STR key spheres. He gains 30% attack defense or key sphere obtained, as well as additional 30% attack defense and a 15% chance to crit with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Then he gains additional super attack chance with 5 more key spheres obtained, and then he gains 30% attack and defense and a 15% chance to crit with 7 more key spheres obtained. So if 7 key spheres obtained, he could have 60% attack and defense, a 30% chance to crit, and additional super attack chance, as well as 30% attack defense or key sphere obtained. This unit could... Ooh, could this unit work in the red zone? I think Barlock could work in the red zone. Barlock could probably work. I think it's only Barlock and Cooliza probably. Yeah. Let's go talk about Weirus and let's talk about Chowman. I'm going to break it to you guys right now. Both Chowman and Weirus can both work in the red zone. So, Weirus, why he can work in the red zone. Of course, starting out 1, he has a very solid super attack effect. 2, he is a orb changer to both tech and int to physical type key spears on a team that definitely needs it, that being Fuse Fighters with LR Super Saiyan for Goku and Vegeta right over here, which is very, very important. 3, this unit could have, he does have dodge chance, right? Yeah, 50% chance to dodge with 5 more key spears obtained. You get that guy his 5 key spears, he can be sitting pretty in that 3rd slot with that 50% chance to dodge. I don't know why I clicked on Rears, by the way. But yeah, I think Rears can work well because he's an orb changer that can have dodge chance. Yeah, Rears can work considerably well, and he could probably tank a normal attack. Rears is good. This is a great slot 3 unit whenever you can run him on fused fighters. And then the last unit we'll be talking about today will be Chow Man. We are up to 50 minutes. God damn. Chow Man. So I think Chow Man could work in the red zone because have you guys seen the video with Chow Man destroying Omega? Okay. We're not going to talk about what Chow Man did to Omega. All right. He can smoke Omega. Okay. So Chow Man over here is like he does gain attack defense buff on super attacks, as well as him sacking HP. He does start out with 100% attack and 200% defense start turn, which is really nice. He gains additional 100% attack when forming a super attack, which makes his attack hit much more harder. And then he has a 30% chance to crit built in. And then when your HP is below 50% or less, this guy gains 10 key and 300% attack. Again, there is 300% attack over here. There's 300% attack over here, 100% attack over here, and 100% attack over here. So you can get up to 500% attack with 200% defense. Okay. Chow Man can smoke Omega in 1 turn. Let's act like that. Okay. All right. So I think that is really about it. I think the only red zone viable units in Dragon Ball Fusions would have to be Cooliza, Barlot, Weirus, and Chow Man. All these other ones. Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's like you, and you are no. And it's like for Dragon Ball Heroes, only red zone viable units probably have to be Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Probably Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Sealess, maybe? Golden Cooler. Gray Saiyan Man 3. Maybe Supreme Kai. Super Saiyan 3 Trunks hard, maybe. I think that is really about it. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.